Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm taking a look at a whole bunch of Bandai's 30-minute Sisters kits. And before I get into it, I will mention if you want some of these of your own, you can get them where I got mine, and that is through those awesome people over at Hobbylink Japan. Now, I've got a whole bunch of these to take a look at today. That is the Gun Girl Lady and 30-minute Sisters compatible option set. A whole bunch of different hairstyle parts. We've got some face parts, hand parts, armors. I think there's a body in here as well. We've got a whole bunch. So let's jump right on in with the compatible option set. So first off in here we've got the Gun Girl Lady and 30-minute Sisters compatible options part set. Now this is a bunch of weapons and a MAID outfit. First off, there is two runners inside of the box, and before I say anything about the actual build, I will mention that the instructions in here are quite confusing. So these are split into two. On top is the build of a Gun Girl Lady, on the bottom is a 30-minute Sisters. Now, this manual treats it as if you're building a 30-minute Sisters kit from scratch and adding these parts in. It doesn't necessarily show you how to straightforwardly make the parts to add to one you've built already. You'll figure it out eventually, but it is a little bit on the confusing side. All of these parts then just cut out, snap together very simply, great quality. And if you're not building them in tandem with a 30-minute missions or Gun Girl Lady set, you can just pop them on, simple enough. There's a little bit of disassembly required, but as for what we get in here, we get these boots with a comically big pair of feet. We've got a upper body, a skirting armor section, some upper arms, and then we've got some weapons which are based off of Gun Girl Lady. All of these weapons can be built as separate weapons. We've 3 in here. Or they can be all combined together into an even bigger, awesome gun. In here we also have a set of backpacks. We've got one big backpack like this, and a smaller one like so. This changes a 30-minute Sisters back to a single peg hole to the standard Bandai or Gundam double peg attachment part. So you can use this with gunpla backpacks, or you can actually use it with this little segment that is included, which is kind of like a little bit of a harness or mount for mounting weapons on. And what the instructions recommends is using 30-minute missions weapons, and of course because this has the usual double peg adapter, you can use this with gunpla too. On the whole, this is a pretty cool kit. It gels with a 30-minute missions kit perfectly. I haven't tried it on a Gun Girl Lady kit, and I will mention you will have leftover parts for one or the other. So I've got some leftover Gun Girl Lady parts, but I will mention you do not have enough parts to build a outfit for 2 kits, just one or the other. This holds on perfectly, there is no loose parts, but I will mention the skirting armor section does get in the way of the articulation at the legs a little bit, but otherwise, pretty awesome. So next up in here, we've got a whole bunch of face parts. Once again, I love these kind of boxes. These are the style that they basically pop on the shelves in stores in Japan. They open up like this and like this. Well, maybe not as messy as that. And then you've got the kind of display box for choosing the part you want inside the store. So if you buy these from Hobbylink, you do get the whole bunch, which is... So in here, we have Expression Set A. So they are the expressions that you get inside this box. Expression Set B. So this has a different color of eyes. That is quite cool. These are pink. The last ones were blue. Next up then, we've got Expression Set 3 color A. I see what's going on here. These are blue once again, so I'm expecting the last ones back here to be in, color A again. So it's all mainly blues. I guess we're getting more sometime in the future, but we've only got one set of pink eyes. Anyway, let's get these boxes open and see what we've got inside. So once you've got all of these open, we've got a whole bunch of face plates, and the best aspect is each one of these little boxes comes with one of these. Now, if you've ever built a 30-minute Sisters kit, you get a bunch of faces, but not enough to make full heads. So each one of these little boxes comes with all the parts to make an actual full head. I will, however, mention that the vast majority of these are in a certain skin tone. This is not the lightest one, I think it's the middle one. For example, for using with the Reshet. And then this one right here is a little bit lighter even. So that would have been with the second kit that I can't remember the name off the top of my head. So I'll pop it up now so you know the one. I think that's the skin tone it matches with, which is this one right here, I think. So there is some limitations. For example, if you bought this particular pack of faces for using with this 30-minute sister, well, it's not really going to work out. So you got to keep that in mind. So this kit basically nets you 3 heads with 9 expressions for the Reshet, and 1 extra head with the 3 expressions for that other kit that I mentioned, but this time around has red eyes. So after all these videos I've made about these, I've just realized that it says here, color A. So that means this is color A, which goes with A, which is Reshet, and the same thing is on the bodies. This says color A. This one then says color C, so you know what you're getting. I guess it took me a long time to realize the obvious. So this is what we get once we got every packet inside this box cut out and assembled, and as you can see, we've got no hair, so I guess that's time to check out some hair. So since the last time I did a 30-minute Sisters video, there's been 2 releases when it comes to hair parts. That is Hairstyle Parts Volume 3 and Volume 4. Let's check them out and get them bust open. So between these 2 boxes, you've an absolute ridiculous amount of hairs to choose from, and considering this is taking me a little longer than I thought it would, I'm just going to try and focus this video a little bit more and actually just grab a whole bunch of parts and put them together into individual character designs. I'm going to use all 3 available 30-minute Sisters with some of the new stuff, and first off I'm going to go with the new body for color A, which is the Reshet, one of the new heads, and the pink hair. So let's go. So first off, we're going to assemble the body parts type A02 color A. So once again, this is color A, so you use it with the Reshet kit. This builds as any of these body parts have built before, so all you get in here in the end once you finally cut it out and assemble it is a torso, upper arms, and upper legs. You need to bring the rest of the model kit from one of the standard 30-minute missions, 30-minute Sisters kits, to have the rest of the kit, which is the head, arms, and the legs. But now we have some heads and hair parts and hands sold separately. That means all they need to make eventually is some legs and arms separate, and then you can build one from scratch, or from the multitude of kits. So next up in this build right here, we've got the Option Parts Set 4 Stealth Armor. Just like the other optional armors we would have seen before, this is just a set of armor. But I will mention there is something extra in here that we've never seen before, and that is this set of 30-minute Sisters to 30-minute missions joints, which also makes this more compatible with Gunpla, by the way, because it takes a lot of the 30-minute Sisters joints and makes them into the regular 3mm pegs that we'll see with Gunpla, as well as a lot of C-clips we'll see with Gunpla, as well as 30-minute missions. This builds up very simply. It's just a whole bunch of parts that attach onto all the included parts with the Part A 30-minute Sisters, which is Reshet. However, if you want to make what you see on the cover of this particular set, then you will need the body we just looked at. This is in a matching purple to that, and when it's all attached on, it looks pretty awesome. So anyway, this is what it looks like when you've got a Reshet kit, the armor, and the body that we just used today. So this does look great, but I do want to add some of the hair in. I'm going to be using the pink hair that we got in today's option set. And I will mention, while I was actually attaching on the hair and choosing one of the new heads to use, I did realize that all the Type A heads that we took a look at today actually have subtle differences. One pack is blue-eyed, one pack is blue with a little bit of pink in the eye, and the other pack is green-eyed, so they are different. So because we are going for something that is a little bit bluey, purpley, pinky, I went with the one that has the spot of pink in the eyes. So this is what we get in the end, and this is the combination of everything that we've put together for this particular 30-minute sister. Now let's get on to the other packs we have. I've got a whole lot to look at. So putting together the body parts type GO2 color C is just as simple as we saw with the last few. You just pop all the bits together. This is just a torso, upper legs, and upper arms again, so you will have to bring your own 30-minute sister. And if I recall correctly, this one's called Lelouch. Yeah, that is the type C 30-minute sister. Now, if you do put this together with the type C 30-minute sister, you will not have a matching legs and arms for the body. You will have them in white. The darker ones that are actually shown on the instructions require you to use both a Lelouch as well as a Richetta. So that means you will need two 30-minute sisters to pull off the darker arms and legs with the body like you're seeing on the packet. But if you like the white with the navy blue and the yellow, then all you'll need is the Lelouch. So now to finish this off, we're going to be going with the long white hair that we got in one of the hair sets today. So I will mention the build of this is probably the most involved hair that I've seen so far. There is 3 joints inside of this and a whole ton of parts. I think we've got 3 runners in here as opposed to the usual 2. So there is a lot to this. Taking off the parts of the hair is exactly the same as what we saw before, and once you throw this on, this completely changes the look of the character. Completely, more than anything else so far. So probably the strongest aspect about changing the way these things look, more than the faces, the bodies, the armors, or anything like that, it's the hair. Seeing as those two back there got a bit of a costume change today, I think it's only fair that the third and last 30-minute sister, which is this one right here, B, and again I can't remember the name of this off the top of my head, might as well give this a bit of a change too. So it does feel like a little bit of a shame that this got discarded during the changing of the Richette back there, so let's use this as well as the original Richette's body to change this one up a bit. So that's actually all the time I have for today for going through all of these kits. So I didn't actually get to go through all of them, but it is amazing what a few different parts can do to completely change the way these characters look. We'll mention on the Bandai website, just in case you want to mess around with the way these look before actually buying any, there is actually a little bit of a kind of design mock-up thingamajig on there where you can actually just go through all the parts that are available right now. I'm not sure if it's every single one or not, but it is on there. This is crazy. You can just take loads of parts from anything. I just took a Gundam head, stuck it on the MAID, and now I've got a crazy Gundam battle MAID. Now, I didn't go through everything like I meant to today, but I will mention one thing about the hand parts that I do have here. This isn't just hand parts, there's also some head parts as well. So these are color A, expect to see more in future, so that does mean all those A heads that we got today that we did not get a back and neck for, there is 2 backs and necks in here. There's also an alternate style neck, which doesn't just tilt side to side like the necks we have right now, it actually tilts forward and back. So there is a lot of different options. Every little kit you get of these always comes with almost something a little bit extra. Today we got some joints, we got some cool guns, and now we've got some necks to go with all of the new heads. The possibilities here are endless. Well, besides that you can't make a male one, but I don't know, will Bandai ever make a 30-minute brothers? Probably not. But anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Mecha model kit reviews. Mecha, kind of, not really. But I'll see you next time. As always, this video and none of these videos would be possible without each and every one of you watching these videos, including those of you who are supporting me on the channel memberships and over on Patreon, including VanFon, RG59061, Lawrence Seahack, Kill Me Inc., Joseph Kukluk, Joe, Gunpla UK Limited, Global Frequency Studios, Forsetti, Caleb Engelhart, and Craig Jerry.